Formed in London in 1968 by guitarist Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin had a momentous 12-year career that left an indelible mark on the history of rock music. The foursome of Page, vocalist Robert Plant, bassist keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham were arguably the biggest band of the 1970s and are unquestionably one of the most successful and influential bands in rock. Songs like Whole Lotta Love, Immigrant Song, Black Dog, Stairway to Heaven, and Kashmir propelled Led Zeppelin's 8 studio albums to chart-topping success in the US, the United Kingdom, and around the world. Did you know, however, that the band has a lengthy record of musical appropriation? Let's take a trip back through their catalog and explore the band's long history of borrowing music and lyrics from other sources and only giving credit under pressure. Now, you might be aware that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant are in a court battle over a copyright claim for the classic Stairway to Heaven from the band's 1971 untitled fourth album. Page and Plant are accused of copyright infringement over their epic composition about a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. Specifically, the duo are accused of lifting the opening riff to Stairway to Heaven from the 1968 instrumental Taurus by the Los Angeles-based rock band Spirit, written by Spirit guitarist Randy California. We won't go into the specifics of the case, which is still pending as of the making of this video, although you can have a look for yourself into the similarities in the link in the description down below. So let's start at the beginning. The band's 1969 self-titled debut contains 9 songs, of which 2, You Shook Me and I Can't Quit You Baby, are appropriately credited to bluesman Willie Dixon from the beginning. But the album also contains 2 other songs that were initially credited as original Led Zeppelin compositions, Babe I'm Gonna Leave You and Dazed and Confused, for which other artists have been given credits later on. Babe I'm Gonna Leave You was originally credited as traditional, arranged by Jimmy Page. However, in the 1980s, the original composer of the song, folk singer Ann Brennan, found out, and since then she has received a writing credit and royalties. Similarly, Dazed and Confused was originally written and recorded by singer-songwriter Jake Holmes, who included it in his 1967 album The Above Ground Sound of Jake Holmes. For decades, Jake Holmes declined to sue. However, in 2010 he changed his mind and filed a suit. The case was settled out of court, and since 2012 the song is credited as written by Jimmy Page and inspired by Jake Holmes. And it would be an oversight if we didn't mention that the final track on the debut album, the song How Many More Times, borrows heavily from the song How Many More Years by the bluesman Howling Wolf, born Chester Burnett, as well as containing elements of Albert King's The Hunter. On to album number 2, the majestic Led Zeppelin II, released in October 1969. The album opens with a classic Whole Lotta Love, for which Robert Plant has lifted the lyrics directly from Willie Dixon's You Need Love, leading to the group being sued for plagiarism and eventually settling out of court, with Dixon receiving a writing credit and royalties. The third track on the album, the Lemon Song, was essentially a rearrangement of Howling Wolf's Killing Floor that also includes some lyrics borrowed from Robert Johnson's Traveling Riverside Blues. Sure enough, a lawsuit ensued, and the song now gives writing credit to Howling Wolf under his real name, Chester Burnett. Finally, the last track on the album is Bring It On Home. While the midsection of the song is an original Page Plant composition, the intro and outro are what Page has called a tribute to bluesman Sonny Boy Williamson. The problem is that the tribute is half the duration of the song and is lifted from the song by the same name recorded by Sonny Boy Williamson and written by Willie Dixon. The result was a copyright claim by Chess Records in 1972 that led to an out-of-court settlement and Willie Dixon receiving sole credit for the composition. Now, there haven't been other Led Zeppelin songs that have credits given to other artists, although again, the Stairway to Heaven case is still pending as of the making of this video. However, we must also mention a few other songs for which the band have clearly borrowed from other artists. From the album Led Zeppelin III, the song Since I've Been Loving You has lyrics and some elements from the song Never, released just 2 years earlier by the band Moby Grape. Also from the album Led Zeppelin III, the song Bron-Yr-Aur Stomp, which references the house in Wales where the band retreated to in 1970 to write the album, is clearly a reworking of Bert Jan's The Wagoner's Lad. Jans was a Scottish folk musician and founding member of the band Pentagle. He never sued Page for credit. His bandmates, however, called Page not crediting Jans for the song a very rude thing to do. From the 7th studio album, 1976's Presence, the song Nobody's Fault But Mine is a reworking of a gospel song that has been recorded by many gospel and blues musicians, with the first known recording being Blind Willie Johnson in 1927. And the list is incomplete as other Led Zeppelin songs have also consisted in part of pre-existing songs, melodies, or lyrics. The debate in music of where inspiration ends and where copyright begins is ongoing and will probably never be settled. However, Led Zeppelin, in all their majestic glory, certainly played fast and loose with their songwriting credits for a number of their songs and are still being taken to task for it. If you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more.